Macklin Celebrini has 100 points, and it was a pretty damn good November. Maybe not the greatest week of Sharks hockey, but a damn good November of Sharks hockey. This is the Pucknologists. But of course, if you want to be part of the show, you can hit us up on all the social media platforms. You can check us out on the interwebs at tealtownusa.com. If you want to interact with us, you can do so in the chat, as if you are watching live. If you are watching after the fact, hit us up in the comments below. That is how this shit works. It is Pucknologists. It is Teal Town USA. I don't know where AJ went. There he is.
Hey now.
So, I mean, all things get not a fantastic week of Sharks hockey, but
a predictable one.
A predictable one for sure.
I gotta say, I had more hope for the game against the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Severely misplaced, but still had it. But yeah. You know what? I actually kind of feel like the Colorado game was good for two reasons. Number one, I think it was this was the worst Sharks loss of the season, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I look at that and I say that's a great wake-up call as we're, at the quarter pole or just beyond the quarter pole. I think that's a great wake-up call that says, look, you've had a November to remember, as people are saying. And they absolutely have. Askarov has been amazing, or Askarov, depending on where you live in the world.
Correct.
But the just for me, it was a great wake-up call where it's kind of like, we have taken steps forward. We are still a long ways away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was nice to kind of get a little grounding, just because as good as they've been, it was like a reminder that
it was a wake-up call.
There's a ways to go still.
Yeah, it was a nice cold glass of water in the face.
Yeah, so we'll get to this game. Obviously, the Avalanche beat the Sharks 6-0. They put up 42 shots on goal to the Sharks 26. Askarov starts the game, lets in 4 goals on 19 shots, and is chased from the net. Nedeljkovic comes in relief. He lets in some more goals, and he did better than Askarov did. But I mean, by this point, it was just, the game had gotten so far away from them, and the Avalanche, I mean, just this team is
they're a
insane.
Wagon. Yeah, they're a wagon. I mean, going into that game, they're odds-on favorite right now, for winning the cup.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, solid litmus test, and they get to play Colorado once more, I believe, this season. So that to me is, gosh. Do we know when that game is? I'm going to say maybe end of January or something like that. But
I don't have it in front of me. But
yeah, if anybody has the next, anybody in the chat, if you could do me a favor, throw that in there when the final game against Colorado is. But between now and that game, to me, it's like, there's your next test,
Yep. We see you, Austin. We appreciate you.
Hold on. How refreshing. A YouTube live stream that is somehow 10 times better than what a professional production company puts out on NBCSCA. Yeah, I got to tell you, and this is something that Jerk used to tell me. He was just like, dude, and this is 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's like, bro, I can't. He's like, I got my timer set. And this is, when games started at 7:30 locally instead of now 7. But it was like, dude, my phone goes off at 7:41. And that's when I watch the game. And he's like, and when intermission hits, he's like, I set a 12-minute timer. I come back and, I mean, and you know what? I hate to say it, but that's where I'm at right now.
It's funny because
it's
for
gotta
me
get
too,
better.
I know. And for me too, people have been kind enough to be like, oh, if you want to watch the Shark stream, go. But I'm like, but I spent all this money, so I'm just going to watch the one that I paid for.
Yeah, you're right.
And I wasn't on last week, obviously, because of the late time, because of the game being ending as late as it did, and that just kind of screws me up. And I just said, this year we're not doing this nonsense, because I had some really rough Monday mornings last year, and it's like, okay, we can't do that this year. But I was, it bugged me. It bugs me too, because like the times when I do get the Sharks feed, it was Jamal Mayers, and Jamal Mayers is fine, but he's
I
not
don't.
through.
I don't mind, and like I don't want to sit here and dump on everybody that's part of the broadcast. And I from what I understand, I maybe need to apologize for being a little too passionate last week. Shall we say? I was told by one or two people, they're like, "Dude, you have very strong feelings towards KMBR," and I was like, "Yeah, damn, I do." But when it comes to the NBCS stuff, and I see Austin, yeah, I believe the rights deal ends after next season.
That's what I think too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because like, I remember when we found out how long it was extended, we're like, oh my God, that's so long.
It was like 17 years or something. We're like, what? Moron, sign that deal. But I can't. Oh, and I should dovetail on what you're saying. Chances are I won't be here next week. So,
okay.
But anyway, like, this is one of those weird ones where it's like, you know what? Starts too early for me next Sunday.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Colorado game, I mean, like, special teams blew this team, and what a running theme, at least for me this week. And I mean, I think through all the games so far this season, the Sharks are just simply allowing way too many shots. And, they are one. I looked it up earlier. Boston leads the entire NHL in shots allowed.
Which is crazy, because Swayman's been absolutely unreal.
Yeah, right. But you know how many shots they've allowed? 824. You know how many? God. You know how many the Sharks have allowed? 823.
That tracks.
Yeah, we're one game away from from the Sharks taking the lead on that. And what really gets you is the team that's third in that list is the Wild, and they're like 30 behind. It's 792. Right. So it's, the Bruins and the Sharks are really kind of, I don't know, setting the bar very high for defense. Defense be damned.
It's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of notes for this game, because there's not really much to say. The Sharks played the best team in the league, and they lost.
And
that is the extent of my notes, because there's nothing really else to say. I mean, Colorado just had their way with the Sharks. They were outclassed in every facet of the game. Askarov, I thought he had he let in some rough goals here, but again, by the time he's pulled when early,
it was like 4-0.
Right. But he'd already faced like 20 shots, and he's pulled by, and I'm trying to remember the exact period he was pulled in, but it was early in the game.
Yeah, well, as it should have been. And I'll tell you, after the third goal, I was sitting there going, Warsaw, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
As much as I've appreciated some of the things that Warsaw has done, this was a week where I have some things to say. And the first one was, what are you waiting for? Get him the hell out of there. It's clear that the Sharks did not come in ready to go. They were going to get shelled. Yeah. So it's, why would you let Askey stay in there that long? But
yeah. It gets better, though. The Sharks would come back home to play the Vancouver Canucks. They beat the Vancouver Canucks 3-2. Again, heavily outshot, 34-24 shots on goal. But power play, decent, 2 for 5. And penalty kill, 8 for 8.
Now, but was that number like artificially inflated because of all the penalties taken with like 5 seconds left in the game?
Probably that's part of it, but those are the numbers that they provided. This game, I'm glad you brought that up, though, because I think if you want to talk about horribly officiated games. And I'm not even like, this wasn't even like just the opinion of Sharks fans. Like this, like it felt like everywhere, like I kind of took the temperature on the Vancouver side and they're like, this is a really poorly officiated game when they had 8 power plays.
Oh, dude, there were fans in Nashville going, "Are you watching the Sharks game? This is stupid how bad the officiating is." It was horrible. Easily the worst officiated game that the Sharks have been involved with this season.
Yeah.
It was a clown show. And I even posted, God, I wish I could remember who it was. Who the hell's 96 again? Was that Kurashev? Gaudet? One of them?
Khrushchev.
Okay. So Kurashev, when I saw it happen right in front of, oh God, who was it certainly wasn't Demko.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever the goalie was,
it was it's their Portello.
You literally could have made up any word, and then
I
would have bought it.
Because Demko's hurt. He is the goalie that the only reason I know who is because it's Portillo, I think, because he is their AHL goalie who God. The Barracuda have played 17 times this year. It feels like.
So the Sharks back to back made 2 like AHL goalies look really good. Anyway,
Tolopio. There we go.
See now,
thank you guys.
That sounds like a Hawaiian dish that I should be ordering. But anyway, my point being though is Kurashev. I put it on go check my Twitter. Completely cross-checked. No call. No, and I was like, okay, fine. If we're going to let this go, this game, sure, be consistent. And then Liljegren, like not even 2 minutes later, exact same kind of a cross-check on a guy, boom, gets called. And that's when I was like, oh, shit, this is one of those games. Here we go. So, yeah, the officiating was just a nightmare. And then in the final seconds where it was just like I was surprised they didn't go full Shoresy and just everybody leave the bench, because it's like, who cares if you penalize us? Game's over.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Power play, big. I mean, obviously, big part of this game. But 2 goals on the power play. Will Smith opened the scoring, gets his 8th of the season on the power play. William Eklund comes back from the dead, gets his 6th on the power play, and then Gaudet with the game winner for his 6th of the season. Askarov gets a nice bounce back game after the game against Colorado, where obviously he did not have a fantastic evening. 32 saves on 34 shots, 941 save percentage in the game. Nick Leddy was scratched for the 5th straight game, and fortunately it didn't extend.
Yeah, thank God for small favors. But let me ask you something though, because I got to tell you, after Askey had just like one of the most ridiculously awesome months you can have as a Sharks goaltender. I think he like set franchise history. Now, both guys did not look good in net versus Colorado.
No.
My point, though, is we knew that after Thanksgiving, there was going to be back-to-back games, and they were going to be split among the goaltenders. And I got to tell you, when I saw that Askarov was starting the Canucks game, I was like, why? Why wouldn't you?
Because Nedeljkovic played the majority of the Avs game. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's the case. That would be my guess, is because of the 3 games in 4 nights, and Nedeljkovic played the majority of the Avalanche game. Is my guess is why they did it.
No, see, for me, I was kind of like, no. You put Ned in that. You put Ned against.
I agree.
The worst of the 2 teams, and did we all forget how Ned got shelled on opening night?
Yeah,
to Vegas. So it's like, let Askey get a shot in there. So I did not agree whatsoever with Warsofsky going that way with his starting goalies. The other thing that I take umbrage with Warsofsky after the game, because, Matt, who was the guy that like crumpled, like it was snipered when Macklin gave him a couple light crosses?
Oh, I don't remember. I
It's
it's in my
like with
head,
a
but
couple minutes left,
yeah.
he gets a double minor. And following the game, Warsofsky said, loves the emotion Mac plays with, but noted, quote, he'll learn some areas that he can maybe show a little bit less emotion. And I'll tell you, when I heard that, I was like, Ryan, fuck you. Like, that was a moment that for me, Celebrini, he needs to be that like animated.
Yeah,
Because the officiating was that poor.
It was Hronik. Yes. Thank you, Dan.
Yes. So Hronik, just completely crumples. Celebrini calls it soft, and he's banging his stick in the box. When have you ever seen that from Celebrini? Like, never. So,
well, it's a double minor. Like the insanity of giving him a double minor there.
Exactly. And to me, that's why I didn't like what Warsofsky said. I'm very much kind of like, no, when the moment calls for it, no, you do. You flip your lid and you act the fool because it is highlighting like this guy never loses his shit and he's losing his shit. Wow, this officiating must be really, really bad. And maybe that makes the officials, the people in charge of the officials going, if Macklin is losing his mind, you guys must have really shit the bed.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here for only one thing.
Sure.
Because of the point of where it is in the game, Vancouver's got their goalie pulled. If they even that up and Macklin's in the box for the next 4 minutes, that's not good for the Sharks.
No.
You lose them for almost all of overtime.
Yeah. No, that part blows. I get that.
No, I know. Like, again, I am not saying that, like, you're wrong. I agree. Like, I think if you give me a penalty and then you slap another unsportsmanlike on top of it, just arbitrarily because he's young, and that's what happens when you're a young player in the NHL. You bark back at the refs and you don't have the cachet to be like, okay, no, they'll, like, and you watch this happens all the time in the NHL. Young players, they'll get the extra 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike because they haven't built up the rapport with the refs, which is silly.
Okay, but how many unsportsmanlike have we seen Vlasic pull? And that guy's been in the league since the NHL was born.
No, I know, but 10 minutes at the end of the game, like, it was always at the end of the game, right? Where it's like,
yeah, of course,
we're just gonna slap you at this to make sure you will never win a lady bang guy.
Yeah. Oh, wah. But that did tick me off. But it reminded me of I want to say was it like Buster Posey? I know there's a couple guys in baseball that were usually, no matter how bad the strike zone was or how bad, they were pretty much gentlemen about it. They're like, well, if that's the way you saw it, that's the way you saw it, and that was fine. But once in a while, they would just, they'd hit their threshold and just be like, all right, that's it. I've had it. Something needs to be said. And so to me, that was a moment in this game against the Canucks where the officiating, and I've said it a bajillion times on here, we are not a podcast that ever really, kind of like leans on the officiating as an excuse.
No.
And this game, the officiating was not an excuse as to why they lost. I mean, they scored 2 of 5 on the power play. I mean, they did well.
Yeah, they won the game.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, but I saw some people go, "Oh shit, the Sharks would be up 5-0 if the officials knew what they were doing." I just sit there and go, "Look, this is one of those ones where once in a while, you do need to call out horrible officiating." And I would love to see the NHL, any sports league, just hold their guys accountable and just like, you look over the next 7 days and you're like, that's interesting. That crew that officiated the, those 2 officials that covered the Canucks game, they're not calling any games this week. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, it's true, right? And this is like, and John's kind of echoing that. Like, I wonder if the NHL actually has a word with these refs. And it's true. I think like I know there are like a couple of feeds where they'll be like, this is the officials for each game, but like the NHL will never go out of their way to tell you that information. Like, did they get talked to? Probably, but we'll never know.
Yeah, and again, it's like, I don't think that we need them like paraded through the town square.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Publicly. But I do feel like, that you look at all the look at the production that goes into the from the NHL, the Department of Player Safety, when it's this is kneeing.
Yes.
And it's a 90-second to 2-minute video that's like a Hollywood trailer.
This is shitty officiating.
Yeah, like exactly. Like it's kind of like, this is an example of poor officiating. These officials will not be working for the next week. Something that at least acknowledges, like, hey, you know what? Everybody fucks up at their job from time to time. This is an example of that, and they're being held accountable. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much to ask for. And Nick Leddy continuing to be a scratch. I don't think that's too much to ask for either.
Yeah, well, apparently it is. A couple of things here. Austin asking, didn't Crosby get like 20 10-minute misconducts his rookie or something? I know he whined to the refs a lot. He whined to the much. I would not be shocked.
Big reputation as a ref whiner. I will say, yeah.
So would it surprise? I don't. Do I have it in front of me and say yes, that is true? It sounds like something that would happen for a young player, especially one who did have a penchant for wanting to be officials as much.
I don't remember ever hearing anything about McDavid crying to the refs.
No,
but I do remember a lot of people dragging Crosby.
Yeah. Dan said they also did give a really soft unsportsmanlike to Quinn Hughes that game too. The refs were all over the place, blind to bad penalties, then slamming people for soft BS. The refs were just so bad. Yeah, I mean,
they had a horrible fucking game. It's like, at least acknowledge it and move on.
Yeah, I do the refs. Yeah, they go all over the place. They do. All right,
we need to go down to the AHL if that shit's happening.
Which brings us to the last game of the week. This was yesterday. This was the Golden Knights beating the San Jose Sharks by a 4-3 score. The score not really indicative of this game. I thought the Vegas Golden Knights controlled a lot of the play. The Sharks, to their credit, they took advantage of the few opportunities they've got, but I don't think this game was as close as the score makes it sound.
Not at all. No, I would say. And it was funny just to like see our buddies like Sinbin on Twitter going, because the Golden Knights up to this game have kind of been in a lull.
Yeah.
Aiden Hill's been injured and Mark Stone has missed some time. So it was kind of like, the Golden Knights, if there's a game that they need to have to get back on their winning ways, this would be the one. And then, Vegas scores first, and it's just like, oh, shit. Right? But then Smith gets 9 and 10. It was like, oh, come on, baby. Here it
yep.
I want Sin Bin to cry and be like hashtag not a major, all that shit,
Yep.
And then we know what happened. But I will say though, after it was at one point it was like 4-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And at that point, I'm getting texts from my dad going, yeah, I might go watch a movie now. But then it was like, what? Like within 3 minutes, you had Smith and then the Eklund goal. It was just bam, bam. And the Eklund goal came with what? Like 20-something seconds left in the period. So It was like, oh, shit. Here we go. And you know what was really fun is there was a commenter on last week's Pucknologist talking shit, going, happy you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid. Will Smith hasn't scored since November 11th or whatever. And I was just like, then he has like 3 goals in 2 games. And it's like, well, what do you think of him now, fucker?
He doesn't like him.
That was fun.
This is a comment. This is a theme. Yeah, at this point.
But it does make me wonder. I would have liked to have been in the timeline, the galaxy where Ned started the Canucks game and Askey started this one.
Yeah. And I don't think Ned was bad this game by any stretch of the like he overplayed. There was one really bad goal where he super overplayed the shooter and it goes in. But other than that, like I thought he played fine.
I just kind of feel like that seems to be the Ned du jour.
That's the way he plays. Like he's that's his thing though. Like he's a very aggressive goalie because he has to be because he's not a big goalie, which means he has to be very aggressive to
But
cover up
but
more
my
of the net.
yeah. But
Big Bird from last night. Yeah, I said Tomas Hertl was dead to me.
oh, I've been saying that since the trade.
I've been saying that more since after the Hasso thing. After the
Oh,
Hasso debut, he was
yeah.
dead to me.
Yeah. But I will
Yeah,
say
the Marner goal. Thank you. Yeah. It was the Marner goal where he was just way too aggressive, and he even said it in the post game. Like he's like, yeah, I overplayed that, and it ended up in the goal.
But well, hold on. What is it? Would you sell high on Ned? There are a couple of teams that might overpay for him. Okay, when do we get high on Ned? Because I got to tell you, in the month of November, Chief started 5 games. He went 1-3-1.
Yeah, he's been. I don't know. I mean, there are some teams that definitely need goaltending. I don't. The problem
Hello,
is
Edmonton.
the problem is if you're the Sharks, is that if you move Ned, you'd have to get someone back because there's nobody like I don't trust either goalie in the AHL to play significant games behind Askarov.
Well, I mean, again, it does seem like the bloom is off the rose in Edmonton with Skinner.
Hey, Hertl basically got us. Yes, and I'm happy with Askarov here, but he's the guy's still dead to me. I don't care.
Well, did you hear Wyszynski and Merrick over this last week that it's I guess if you're a Nashville fan or whatever, you look at the month that Askey had versus,
Yes.
and you know, not that Saros was awful, but you look at that and you're sitting there going, oh, we may have fucked up.
I don't know. When I look at the Predators, I mean, that is going to take some time to fix. And I think, Askarov would still be good by the time, but I wonder how bad they have to tear that down.
Well, the other funny thing during that conversation between Wyszynski and Merrick was they said that there was chatter that the Predators, I guess, were dangling Askarov in hopes of trying to procure Will Smith's,
Yes.
or the pick that got Will Smith. So number 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it would have been fun to have been a fly on the wall.
I think like that's the thing. Like they were kind of done because Askarov's kind of a fiery guy, and I think they were just kind of done with them, even though he was good.
And that's the thing that made me a little apprehensive. Big personalities sometimes don't work. Hello, Erik Karlsson.
Yeah, but hello, Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I'll see your Carlson and I will raise you Waugh. But yeah, you look at that over the course, these 30 days of November, Askarov 8-2-0, and then Ned 1-3-1. So if Ned can find, I mean, look, 2 months ago, I was sitting there going, I don't think, where's this Askarov guy that everybody's talking about? I think Ned had played way better in the preseason. He got the opening night start, but clearly Askey has found his game. He owns the net now. Thank God. Yeah. Imagine if that had gone sideways.
Oof.
But he's got the net now, so...
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I like Ned, and I like what he's done so far. But like, if Ned was coming here to like, given he got off to a really good start, I don't want to take anything away from the way Ned's played, but he's kind of playing ahead of his skis a little bit more, where you would expect Nedeljkovic to be at this point. Like, to me, this regression is it's actually due.
Yeah, fair point. But we are getting to that point, though, of the season, American Thanksgiving, people start going, okay, we're not there yet, or we're shockingly further ahead than we thought we would be. So
we're in the 4-point bubble.
Yeah. And I think like Vancouver, I think is one of those teams where it's just kind of like, we are not where we thought we would be. So maybe because didn't something come out recently about Vancouver where it's basically everybody except this guy is available?
Yeah, everyone but Quinn Hughes. I was going to bring this up later, but yeah, we'll circle back to that.
All right. But But it is that time of year. So
It is that time of year, yeah.
Maybe there is, a player to be had. I'll be excited to see if Greer makes some type of a move. But with the Sharks up against it, 50 out of 50, and we still got guys on IR. Like, what happens when Misa comes back? Like,
Skinner.
To me, yeah, and Skinner, which they're saying could be back by Tuesday. I'm sitting there going, okay, how much are you going to pay to get Letty the hell out of here? Because you can't get rid of Klingberg until January 30th.
Right.
Based on his contract. So I'm Letty, which again, we'll get to later, but get off my team.
It's crazy, but yeah, we'll circle back. I mean, so obviously November, really good month, 9-5-1, 7-1-1 at home, SAP Center,
dude,
rocking.
I mean, not now, and again, I'm a realist.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard there was a lot of, I saw a lot of chatter on the social for the game that was the Joe Thornton Hall of Fame recognition game, like on a Thursday or whatever.
Right.
And there were a lot of people, and I know Brody was one of them. There are a few other people saying, man, the building hasn't been this electric since 2019 and blah, 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 which I totally agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, it felt like there were a few people that were kind of beating their chest going, the Magic's back, baby. And I'm kind of going, let's pump the brakes a little bit. It's one game, and it's Jumbo's second biggest night there after the retirement game,
Yeah.
So it's like, let's see this a little bit more. But to also give the team a ton of credit is their attendance is up higher than anybody else, improvement wise.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the best improvement. Now, Celebrini, Askarov, Smith, I'm sure are huge contributors of that, Absolutely. As is the extra national media attention they're getting, the extra local media attention they're getting, and the fact that, Christ, I can't remember the last time the Sharks in the first 2 months of the season had this many games on national TV.
Yeah.
For a while there, it seemed like every third game was on ESPN Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So, and tell me that it isn't Celebrini driving that bus.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So enjoy seeing that increase. But my whole thing is, okay, let's,
Well, I'm hoping, I would
hopeful.
love it to be as close to the old days as possible when I'm there.
Absolutely. And it's like, like the Taylor speech, like, I'm happy for you and I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah.
But let's see, how this crowd comes out on a Tuesday versus Columbus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's see that it's continued, because I want to see that. I want Celebrini to be that electric that the Sharks sell out this building against Columbus on a random Monday night,
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, John saying that Vancouver game selling out was kind of crazy. Even in the good years, early start weekend games generally didn't sell out.
I don't know. I remember going to quite a few I remember going to a ton. It seemed like an annual thing that the Blackhawks would always play the night before Thanksgiving, and it was always packed. Now, that could, that was 15 years ago when the Blackhawks were a wagon, so that could have, as were the Sharks, so that could have contributed to that fact. But some of those Black Friday games, I remember being really good. And the other fun games were the last couple of Martin Luther King Day games, that are 1:00 starts. You had Timo Meyer scoring 5 goals against the Kings. And then I think the year before that or whatever was, correct me if I'm wrong, Puck guy will know. I want to say it was against the Capitals, and it ended up being Brendan Dillon's last game, and he was like super emotional because it's like he pretty much knew he was getting dealt.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was also an MLK game. But yeah, that, those 1:00 starts on holiday days, those seem to draw pretty well. But there was no, I don't think there was a giveaway on Friday. So, more power to them. And it's the Canucks, they don't draw well here. Fuck off.
All right, yeah. So I mean, I'm really good record in November. I mean, I look at. I'm hoping obviously they can carry this forward as long as they keep being entertaining. I mean, that's all I really care about at this point. Is just they just need to keep being entertaining.
Yeah. And I think with those names that we talked about,
Mhm.
as long as you have Smith, Selly, and Askey continuing to play how they're playing, I would like to see more from Eklund.
Yeah, same.
But as long as those guys are going, I guess this could potentially transition to our stock up, stock down.
Sure. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
there are a couple guys that I feel are perhaps exceeding expectations, but I also feel like there are a couple guys where it's like, dude, why are you here?
Yeah. Yeah, let's get stuck up, stuck down. So we'll start with the ups. I'll let you go first.
You know, my man Mario, whatever, does not get flowers very often. There is
No.
a large contingent of people that like to shit on Ferraro's game. And and I've been a guy that I think a large part of that, I've said, I feel like Ferraro gets shit on because he is deployed in situations that he should not be, largely because the other option isn't any better.
Yeah.
You know, it's an indictment of the blue line. But Ferraro, over the last 5 games played, Chief has 3 assists. He's a +3, averaging 22 minutes time on ice, and he leads the team in block shots per usual.
Yes.
But he is, at least for me, he is being deployed way more correctly than he has been probably in his time in Teal. He's being treated as the 3-4 guy, not the 1-2 guy, which is what he is.
Yep, 100%. I would completely concur. The only thing I would say is you probably if you're leading anything in block shots, it's because the puck never leaves your zone when you're playing.
Well, that's, yeah. We'll get to that. Ryan Reeves, stock up. I mean, he played all 3 games this week, and go back, ask AJ from 2 months ago. I was like, if Reeves plays more than 35 games, I will be shocked.
Yeah.
So he played all 3 games, right? And he, tell me I'm wrong, has quietly become the assistant director of vibes. You know, he's bringing in the shark tooth necklace. He's taking people to plays in New York. He's got, he has he's brought some vibes to this team. And I said it on Twitter like a week or so ago, and it's like, God damn you, Reeves! How dare you make me root for you?
Yeah.
It kind of pisses me off.
Well, this is the thing but this is kind of what this has kind of always been his thing, right? Like people, I think if he's not on your team, like he's an easy guy to hate, but everywhere he's gone, he's been absolutely beloved pretty much everywhere other than probably Toronto. I don't think Toronto liked him, but I mean, the room loved him in Toronto.
That's the thing. And I don't think they expected more than what he was, I would say, in Toronto, which I think is probably like a fan trait there, no matter what the player is. But to your point, it's like a guy who is embraced and beloved in every room. He's kind of like the anti-Evander Kane.
He is the anti.
Another guy I'm going to give a stock up to, of course, this week, Will Smith. Three games played, 3 goals, 2 of them on the power play, 2 of them coming against Vegas, silently becoming a VGK killer.
Yeah, he's every time he plays Vegas, he goes off.
Oh my God. Can we have more of that, please? I would like to order more of that. And then finally for me on stock up, Colin Graff. He's basically the top penalty kill forward. The PK over the last 5 games, 19 for 23, good for 82%. You listen to Drew, you listen to those guys, they basically say, look, your special teams, that combined number, if your PK is going 80 or higher and your your power play is going 20 or higher, if that number combined exceeds over 100, you're going to be doing some good things. So the fact that they're keeping that number over 80%, and Graff, he hasn't scored a lot in the month of November,
right?
But he, there are other times that
it's not his role, though.
Exactly. It's not his role. That's the icing.
Mhm.
It's the cake that he is providing.
Correct.
And he's bringing it far more than Goodrow, without a doubt. Like Graf and Delandria are your PK guys.
It's crazy how the fan base. You want to talk about guys like a complete change of opinion. Like Ty Delandria last year, we couldn't ship
my
off this team
whipping boy.
fast
My
enough.
whipping boy. Yeah. My
And
absolute whipping boy.
now I'd be sad to see him go.
Yep. Absolutely. And I brought this up a few weeks ago. It made me wonder, was he fighting some sort of injury bug last season?
He was shackled to Barkley Goodrow.
Yeah, but isn't he that now? Now is just kind of like,
he's on the third line.
Oh, okay. Well, but I've seen him bounce up. But have you ever seen the movie Major League? The baseball movie?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Delandria is like, oh God, what's the guy with the bat? The Joe Boo.
Yeah.
It's I feel like Delandria is like, fuck you, Goodrow. I do it myself. But anyway, those are my stock ups. I just and then of course the penalty kill.
Yeah, I echo Colin Graff, obviously. I mean, Will Smith. I mean, these are all good shouts. Mine is Eklund, who I was ready to come down here and stalk down the fuck out of at the start of this week. Like I had the knives out, and Eklund's my guy. So it always pains me. But I mean, how can you be mad at him after this week, right?
Well, look at Crafty Koala's comment. We traded Delandria for a new guy named Delandria. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but yeah. So Eklund, to me, I think he was really quiet. I was ready to come on here this week and be like, okay, what we got to talk about William Eklund, but we do not because he was good this week. He got back. He needs to be more consistent. Obviously, I think he would probably agree with that. But it's nice to see him get on the score sheet because again, like this team, as good as it's been, like it cannot just be the Will Mac show.
No, not at all.
Right? Like eventually teams are going to smarten up to it and they're going to need scoring from other places. And right now they are not doing great in the scoring from other places department. If it's not Celebrini or Smith, there's not a lot going on.
And it should be, at least in my eyes, a bit more Eklund, but I also wonder how much of that is like the line that the line mates that he's had. I also see, let's see here, that we're getting some love in the chat for Gaudette, and I'm looking at it. It's like,
it's a fair show.
2 points over the last 5 games, -1.
From your bottom 6 for it. It's fine.
Yeah. Shooting 16%, only averaging 12 minutes or 12 and a half. But this is the thing that I will give Gaudette some flowers on, leading the team over the last 5 games in face-off wins.
There you go.
And that's something that,
that's a good shot. I like it. It's a good shot.
Yeah. All right. Was it time to do the fun one?
Yes.
Oh, and we would be totally remiss to not all-time stock up Askarov for the month of November. Holy crap.
And, Macklin Celebrini with 100 points in 96 games.
Whew. I mean, yeah, we all know he's going to get his flowers.
He's great. I mean,
but
this is the thing, right? Like this is like where you kind of have to think you're like stars because there are teams that have done this rebuild thing and they never get that guy.
Hi, Buffalo.
Hi, Detroit.
Yeah. For the what was the other thing I noticed on the like Askarov for like the month of November has like the best stats out of all goalies when you factor like I think he has like more time on ice than anybody.
Only 100 points. Yeah, what a fucking bum.
Yeah, but Askarov put up insane numbers this month, whether it's time on ice, save percentage, shots faced, goals against, just sick. For stock down, for me, Klingberg and Leddy, and I went and looked this up.
Okay.
The Sharks' record with both of those guys in the starting roster, it only happened 5 times, and they are 0-3-2, and they have a 10 in those 7 games, or I'm sorry, in those 5 games, they have a -10 goal differential. Now, with just Leddy in the lineup, and Klingberg's out, with Leddy, the Sharks are 2-6-2. And with Klingberg only in the lineup, with no Leddy, the Sharks are actually 8-6-3. And to be fair, that horrible, their worst game ever, 6-0 loss against Colorado earlier this week, neither of them played in that game. So that, you know, that lends a little bit of fairness to it. But Leddy, stop fucking up my team. Get out of here.
It's insane, right? Because when you look at the situation that they're in now, I mean, they're carrying 9 defensemen, which is just stupid.
And
like,
again,
I know Mike
what are you going to
guys.
do? But when are you going to do when Misa and Skinner are ready to go?
I don't know. Send Misa and Dickinson to the World Juniors and kick that can down the road.
Oh, fuck. That's the, well, and Dickinson has what? Like 1 more game, 2 more games?
No, it's Misa.
Oh, it's Misa. Oh, that's Misa. Right.
Yeah, Dickinson already passed.
Yeah, okay. So it's Misa. Yeah. Oh my God. But either way, they're just get Leddy the fuck. You know what? I will take Oreo over Leddy any fucking day of the week.
The problem you have to get rid of 2 defensemen.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. And if that's, I mean, and see, here's the problem as well. You can't get rid of Klingberg until after January 30th based on his contract.
Yeah.
Now, again, like I look at him, Oreo's only like 23.
Yeah, he's a guy from the Guy Factory for me though. Like he had a decent run on the Barracuda, but like
I'm with you, and
he's a Guy Factory guy.
I was gonna say, and would I care if he left and then eventually Cagnoni took his spot? No.
But that's the problem, right? With guys like him kicking around, like there's guys that are just being perpetually blocked at this point. Jack Thompson can't get off the Barracuda. Luca Cagnoni can't get off the Barracuda. Like there's just, and not to mention that, not on top of that, Mukhamadullin can't draw in regularly. Sam Dickinson can't draw in regularly. He probably wouldn't anyway because Ryan Warsofsky, but he can't draw in regularly. Like this is the problem, right?
I like Paul Medina bringing up like, hey, what happened to Jack Thompson? I'm totally there with you. That was my guy over the summer that I was interested in seeing. And then, but Crafty has a great question. Explain to me why the Sharks picked up Oreo or whatever his fucking name is.
Right shot.
That's what I thought. It was injuries, but it was righty. That's all. Shot. If he was a lefty, the Sharks don't make that move.
Correct. I don't know. Yeah. So to go back, per my stock down, I hate
are we still doing that?
Yeah, I got to do mine. I hate to do this, but it has to be said, man. Tyler Toffoli.
I'm with you. He's battling something. I mean, he's been on the third line for what, like the last 5 or 6 games? And to be quite honest, there's a part of me that was just kind of like, maybe he needs to sit for a couple of games.
I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't feel like he's getting his chances, but he's just not finishing. And the problem is, like, I don't think like he's played bad per se. He's just not finishing. But the problem is you're being paid to score goals.
Yes, sir. But at this point, I would rather see like the sleepover line was fun while it was there. But right now, I'd be much more inclined to watch Smith Celebrini with Graf.
Yeah.
Maybe you give Eklund a shot, you know? Eklund. Yeah, or Kurashev.
Like, something. And that, which is crazy because before, like, to start the season, I was like, get Kurashev the fuck away from Celebrini. But now I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, and it makes me wonder, is that you really can't make a call up. You know?
And that's the problem. Like, you have 9 defensemen on the roster. Who are you scratching him for? Are you playing? Are you going to play 8D and 13 forwards? Like, what are, you know what I mean? Like, or 7D and 13 forwards? Like, what are we going to do to make this right? Like, and I'm not saying that he needs to get scratched. He just needs to get his shit together and start putting pucks in the net.
Absolutely. And Puck Guy saying what he thinks next year the blue line is going to look like. You know, Ferraro, Liljegren, Mukhamadullin, Cagnoni, Thompson, Polkamp, and Dickinson. I got to say right now, I don't think
Ferraro's here.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. if I'm
They
putting
gotta
money on it.
they have to start moving bodies. And speaking of Timothy Liljegren, he is my other stock down because there's that. I mean, the one goal last night kind of highlights it, where he's just kind of standing there and not doing anything, and just sticks his stick out, and I don't know what the hell that was. Earlier in the season, I thought he was doing a really good job of being a lot more physical on play and stuff. And again, I'm not asking him to be Scott Stevens. No one's asking him to be Chris Pronger.
Yeah.
But it's a contact sport. Make some fucking body contact. Make it, play a guy. And I find like he's just too soft on guys in the defensive zone again. And, and to play devil's advocate, yeah, it's hard because obviously he's with, you have 9 defensemen. Here's another guy who's getting shuffled in and out of the lineup nonstop and not getting consistent D pairings. And you wonder, if how that's making an effect, and if that's affecting the fact that these guys are obviously, there's 9 of them, so if you make a mistake, guess what, you're probably coming out of the lineup because they have to keep rotating guys through.
I am dying to see what Mike Grier does over the next 10 days, because if Misa and Skinner are ready to return, somebody's got to get shipped. It has to happen.
They have to. These people have to move because one, if Misa plays, like again, I think Michael Misa is going to the World Juniors. I think as soon as he's healthy, they are shipping him off to Team Canada, and he's going to be gone for the World Juniors, and that kind of gives them time to sort that out. And at this rate, if like with the way this defense, if Mike Grier is not going to sort out the defense thing, he should send Sam Dickinson with them.
Then. And I don't have a problem with that because I feel like Dickinson should be playing every game.
100%.
So, when you look at the other pieces there, again, I'm very much kind of like this Leddy thing has not worked out. You can't move Klingberg until after January 30th. You're stuck with Orlov, who also has a full NTC. So, and not that Orlov has been that bad. But it's like, come on, somebody has to. In Desharnais maybe stays around because again, right-handed shot.
Desharnais been another guy. Like, you want to talk about guys who I've completely come around on. Desharnais is another guy I've completely come around on. I think he's been fine this year. And again, why he's been fine? Because he's your third pair. Because he should be your third pair / seventh.
He's being deployed how he should.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but either way, Mike Grier, you have the challenge is in front of you.
Well, it's a problem he created.
Get Nick Leddy the fuck out of here. Can they waive Leddy based on his contract or no?
Sure, yeah, you can. That's how we got him.
Okay, yeah, get him the fuck out of here.
If I remember correctly, we got him because they claimed him on waivers. Did they not?
I don't even remember.
I feel like that's what happened.
So, either way. If between now and like mid-December, early December, Leddy isn't on waivers or somehow shipped out of here, I will be devastatingly upset.
Yeah.
Like
Puckeye asking with Misa, when can he go for a conditioning with the CUDA before or after the World Junior? Can it be split between? That is a fantastic question. I feel like it depends on when he gets healthy. Look at the guys going to Team Canada. Like, they are going soon. That team's going to get announced, I think, within the next 7 days ish. And then those guys will be gone quickly after. I would absolutely, if he gets healthy and he can go before then, and they need to kick that can down the road, they might send him to the Barracuda just to get him moving again. And they could also, but if he doesn't, they could probably also do a conditioning stint when he gets back, because conditioning stints don't need, like, you can just do them. Like, as long as the player agrees to them, you can do them. I don't think there's anything the league could do about it, to be completely honest with you. If you went to the World Juniors and like, okay, back and on a conditioning stint, I don't think there's anything that they could do about it.
I'm fine with that.
When is the World Junior Championship? It is around Christmas. It's always the last week of December into the new year.
So just to wrap up this week before we get to that other team, the focus between now and Christmas, at least for me, clearly have to figure out the logjam on the blue line, come up with some sort of solution there.
Yeah.
You need to take the pressure off of Askarov and Ned. Like, these guys are seeing way too much rubber game in and game out. When you're averaging, like, if I remember correctly, I looked it up. Askarov is seeing like 32 to 33 shots a game.
Yep.
We need to, get that number down 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
So 6, 7. But that number needs to come down. The good thing that I can say about November is that Askarov, we have, for the first time in how long, do the Sharks finally have an established number one goaltender? I mean, when it was Blackwood and Vanacek, there were times last year where it was like, oh, shit, who's number one? When it was, Reimer.
I think Blackie was the number one. It's just the problem was he was making too many saves, so they were like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, early on, there was a moment when Blackwood established himself, and that's when it was like, all right, get his ass on the trade block, let's go. And
get
then
that motherfucker out of here.
And then it was It was like Reimer and Dubnyk or whoever, like it was just a revolving door. So it's nice to see that, I don't know, since Jones, that the Sharks have an established goaltender right now.
Martin Jones was the last time. That's insane to say.
Right? But we got to take the pressure. The Sharks have to take the pressure off these guys. You need more secondary scoring, particularly from the blue line. Like the defense. I mean, I'm looking on here. Let's see. Klingberg, Orlov, Mukamadulin, Ferraro, Dickinson, Liljegren, Desharnais, Leddy, Iorio, however you want to say it, over the month of November. I'm looking at the stats. Would you like to take a guess at how many goals the defense contributed over the month, the entire 15 games in November?
Less than 5.
You are correct. It is 4.
Wow. Good God.
It is. You had 2 from Klingberg, 1 from Mukamadulin, 1 from Dickinson. But what does that tell you? The 2 rooks had 2 goals.
Yeah.
And then on the assists, okay, you have 5 points from Klingberg, 5
Orlov's
from
got a bajillion assists.
Well, in the month of November, he has 5.
Okay.
But he also leads the team with a -6.
Yes.
Mukamadulin, 3 points. Ferraro, 4 points, but a +5. Dickinson, 2 points. Liljegren, a point at a -6.
Yeah, Lily's been bad, man.
Yeah. Desharnais, 1 point +2, but Leddy, no points, -1. Oh, but only 3 games played. And see, but that's the whole thing. Mukamadulin, 11 games, 3 points, -1. Leddy, 3 games, no points, -1.
Right.
It's just incredible. So, secondary scoring, let's take some of the pressure, the high danger chances for. Let's work on that. But I'm also going to give the Sharks some flowers, especially when you consider that, dude, last season they'd have 5 or 6 more losses at this point.
Oh, I mean, this is the best. This has been the most enjoyable month of time to watch the San Jose Sharks in forever. Like, dude, I don't even know.
When it was 4-1 yesterday against Vegas, last season, people would have been going, and we're done. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to watch something else or whatever. But this season is kind of like, still, they still got another period. They could pull some shit out of their ass. And then what happened? They scored 2 goals in like 2 minutes in the final 2 minutes of the game. I'm sorry, the second period.
Yeah, the only game where I've been like, I don't even want to watch this anymore is the Colorado game, because they were just getting destroyed. Like it was not
shellacked. Yeah,
it was funny too, because I was just thinking, like, someone was like, "Oh, what's the big change?" And it's like, well, they're not allowing 10 goals, and I'm like, of course I said that the day before that game. I was like waiting for it to be like just like another 10 spot. I'm like, well, they haven't allowed me 10 spots this year. That's a good thing.
Especially not back to back.
Right.
So that's what I want to see between now and Christmas. Let's try to limit the shots allowed, and let's get a little more secondary scoring, because God help us if, one of the teenagers, like, I don't know, twists an ankle or something,
Okay.
like then what happens? So I want to see a little more from Eklund, a little more from Graf, Gaudet, Khrushchev, whoever, some of that, and Toffoli, buddy, whatever you're dealing with, grab.
I want him like, and I'm hoping this is a situation where he is going to score and then the dam is going to burst.
Yes, I want to see another game where all three, a sleepover game, all three of them score, and that turns it on. So,
all right, let's get to the other team in the Bay Area.
Sure.
The San Jose Barracuda had a better week than the San Jose Sharks. In fact, they might be the best hockey team in the Bay Area right now. I'm just saying.
And during that week,
just in total.
Really?
The San Jose Barracuda are 12-6-1-1. They went 2-1 this week. They started off playing the Calgary Wranglers, who are right around them in the standings. The Barracuda currently second in the Pacific Division. They shut them out 3-0.
Really?
Yes.
See, this is the whole thing. I have been so busy over, like, I've got stuff going on with work, and then plus the holidays. I had family visiting and whatever. I really haven't had much time to pay attention to, the CUDA. So I was very much just kind of like, I'm probably sure they're like right in the middle of the pack and blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, oh shit, look at them number 2 there. And I see Musty getting a couple the other day. And
yeah.
All right.
It is the Chernyshov Musty show.
Wait a minute. They have the best record in their division over the last 10. 8-1-1. Or 8-1-0-1.
They have been on an absolute tear. And this was the week where I really wanted to see what they were made of, because
who were they playing?
They played Calgary, and then they played the first place Colorado Eagles twice.
Oh, there you go. That's why.
And this was where I was like, okay, are we getting on the wagon here? And I am telling you right now, we are absolutely getting on the wagon. First game, shout out the Calgary Wranglers by a score of 3-0. Igor Chernyshov, Cole Clayton, and Philip Beestead all scoring for the Barracuda. Gabe Carrier gets his first shutout of the season with a 22 save shutout. It was honestly the most complete game I've seen them play all year. They couldn't have played it better. Yeah, the power play went 1 for 5, but they perfect on the penalty kill, which is something I absolutely been murdering them for all year.
But Carrier matches Skarek now 1-1.
Yes, they both have a shutout each. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, it was just one of the most complete games they played. Next game
in Calgary.
In Calgary, yes.
All right then.
No, I think this was in San Jose actually, and then they went to Colorado.
Okay. Well, then I'm reading it wrong in the notes, but go ahead.
Then they traveled to play the Colorado Eagles. They lost the first game 4-2, but it was a pretty good game. Like, they hung in there with the Eagles. I thought the shots on goal were 26-25. I thought they hung with them.
But man, those special team numbers
are really good. Yeah. 2 goals. They had 2 power play goals, both by Lucas Carlson, getting his 5th and 6th of the season. A lot of things to like. They got 2 power play goals, like I said. And the penalty kill of the Colorado Eagles is the best penalty kill in the AHL going into these games. So to not only score power play goals, but to score power play goals on that team,
nice.
Really good. They did struggle.
Lacey confirming that the Calgary game was in San Jose.
Really good. They did struggle a little bit with the Eagles forecheck. The Eagles forecheck is very good, very relentless. And unfortunately, that was the end of an 11-game point streak that they had. But, and this is where it gets good, is the next night they play again. Barracuda win 4-3. Shots on goal even, 31 apiece. Skarek in net had a really good game. They got outplayed a little. I thought they got outplayed in the first period, but then they found themselves down by a goal. They come back, they start pushing in the second period, but then they end up down by another goal on kind of just a fluky play that kind of goes back the other way. And this is where the Barracuda would normally roll over and die. Right? They did not. Oliver Wahlstrom scores, Igor Chernyshov scores, and then Quentin Musty adds his 6th and 7th. Just they came back. They played such a great game after that. And again, guys, the guys that you want to lead the way are leading the way. And they end up taking, they split the series with the Eagles. If you're not watching this team, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you can get down text, you watch this team, you absolutely should at this point, because I think that I'm officially on the bandwagon. And this Barracuda team, like this year, I know it's taken me a while to get here. This Barracuda team has burned me a lot, guys.
Well,
There's been times where I've been like, oh man, the Barracuda this year, this is the year, guys, you got to watch. And then they're like this middling fucking 7th place team in the division.
But I'm looking at the numbers here. Like Bstead had points in all 3 games.
Yep.
You got Chernishev putting up goals in a couple of the games. Musty having 2 goals in a game. What is it? Let me see. Chernishev got a goal. Then I see, okay, he didn't have that, but then he had 2 assists in the next one. So there's a couple of guys. It was Bstead, Musty, Chernishev, Wallstrom having multi-point games.
Yeah.
This looks awesome. And it looks like they really took advantage of special teams this week.
They did.
Particularly against the Eagles.
Yeah. And just like, I'll show you this goal here. This is the game-winning goal from the Colorado game.
Oh, that's nice.
And just Chernishev Musty, just doing Chernishev Musty things.
See, now I can't wait. See, this is the other thing that, when Eric was talking about the defense, potentially for next season, which I'm all about. Like, everybody knows, well, at least Jules, Eric, people know I am like the world's biggest pole camp fan. Cannot wait for that guy to get here. But the thing I also can't wait for is a year or 2 from now, are we going to see that Saginaw connection between Misa and Chernishev with the Sharks?
I'd like to.
Could you imagine? It's like you get, remember back in the day of, was it DeBoer? Yeah. Was it DeBoer with the pairs that he just loved his pairs? And can you imagine? It's like Smith, Celebrini, Misa, Chernishev. You find somebody for Eklund, because obviously Zetterlund's gone, but you find his other dude. We find another Lund. And then just plug in those other pieces.
Bringing Cam Lund. So which brings me to the stock up, stock down for the Barracuda. My stock up this week is Philip Bstead. Philip Bstead to start the season, I was super unimpressed with. He has been playing a lot with between Igor Chernishev and Quentin Musty, and for a while he was very much a passenger on that line. The offense happened around him, and not really because he was a factor in it.
And what line is that considered? Second line, first line?
The Barracuda to play the line's weird. I mean, it's probably listed as their second line, but it's been their best line.
Okay.
But like lately, like I said, he's come on. He's like you said, he's scoring goals, and he's not a passenger anymore. He is very much a part of what is going on with that line. It's not just Quentin Musty and Igor Chernishev just skating around, and Bstead's kind of like, yeah, I'm trailing the play. It's fine. I'm here.
So Bstead's starting to drive things?
Bstead's starting to come on, yeah. And he's been really, really good in this last little stretch, actually. I love the patience. I have another little highlight here of a goal he scored. And it just the patience, because like obviously in this situation here, like you could obviously bat this puck down and hit it with a high stick and let it go in. But like the patience for like to wait until it was low enough so that he wouldn't get called as a crossbar. It's just awesome.
Oops.
So yeah, I mean it's good.
We had a pet problem, but now it's okay. The pet is no longer like stuck between the door.
I don't really like. It was a really good week for the Barracuda. I don't really have like a full down, but I kind of similar to where I was kind of at with Tyler Toffoli. I'd really like to see Cam Lund get going.
Yeah, I would. Well, I'm only saying because of Toffoli. It's like you can sit there. Toffoli needs to. Yes.
And I feel like that's the same for Cam. Like, and it's not like he's been completely invisible. He has 10 points on the season. But I'd like to see him get a little bit more get a little bit more offense going from him. Because I think I like Cam Lund a lot. I think he has a ton of potential, obviously. And look at playing pro hockey's hard. But I would like to see him get going. And I don't, maybe McCarthy needs to. Yeah, and that's true. And Lacey is saying like Cam Lund did just come back from injury though, and he's wearing a full shield. I feel like everyone in the Barracuda is wearing a full shield because I think Kegs was wearing one too. But
so let me ask you this then. So, because I see that Chernyshov, Musty, and Beasted are leading the team in points.
Yes.
Is there anybody that has like stood out for you defensively? Like if you could sit there and go, okay,
Ooh.
you know what, Cagnoni has, like, God damn it, if there wasn't such a goddamn logjam, he would be up there. Like,
Cake should be in the NHL, man.
So okay, but this is the whole thing is I feel like for the longest time, hello Roy Sommer, that the Sharks maybe have not had the ability or luxury to let some people over ripen. You know what I mean? Is Cagnoni like breaking the door down right now, or he is like at where you expect him, and next season he'll probably be there once we clear out this logjam?
I feel like he's like, this is a guy who's been on the Barracuda. Like, I feel like this is 1 year too long on the Barracuda for Cagnoni,
Really?
but obviously there's no room. I think like this is a guy who I think has done enough in the AHL that he should be getting an opportunity in the NHL to play some games and see what he can do. And if it doesn't work, whatever.
Tweener.
Like that's what I think, right? Like I just think he should be getting opportunity, and there's no path to opportunity for him to get NHL games right now. I'm not saying he's 100% ready for the NHL, but he should be trying.
Okay, so then, and I haven't, I'd have to, let's see, let's bring it up here. If that is the case, and this is just me, like on Fox News, I'm just asking questions. Then if that's the case, and I bring up the thing about potentially being a tweener, maybe, could be, and Lacey saying I'm with AJ Cagnoni right where he should be in his development path, and that's what I'm saying. But if that logjam continues, would Cagnoni perhaps be a significant piece in a move?
I think it's hard right now, right? Because the problem is that
he has one more year.
Well, it's not even that he has one more year; it's that he's not 6'3".
Yeah, I was going to say, but it feels like the entire league has kind of, not everybody needs to be Chris Pronger.
I feel like the Panthers have changed that, though. Like the Panthers winning, like there's more, because it's a copycat league. So I think with the Panthers winning the way they have, there is more of a, guys are looking for the bigger guys. You look at the draft, this past draft, like guys below 6 feet, like there was a bunch of them that just didn't get drafted or got drafted way later than they were projected to, because again, the league goes gaga over who won last.
But are Smith and Celebrini that big?
No, but Celebrini's Celebrini.
I was going to say, that's the whole thing, is talent can exceed.
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't disagree there, but I don't think, I don't think look at his Cagnoni.
Look at Dan Boyle.
Is Luca Cagnoni Quinn Hughes? No, he is not.
No, but is he Dan Boyle?
He could get there.
Okay. Because I know that Dan Boyle's like a big Cagnoni fan, and I think a lot of that has to do with, maybe a smaller in stature guy, but does he have, a pair of boulders between his legs when he's playing?
I love Luca Cagnoni. But I do, and I agree with Kevin. There's lots of time left to get him NHL games. Yeah. I don't like that right now. There's no path, and I feel with Dickinson there, that also kind of throws another, because obviously, look at coaches when it comes to their blue line, man. They don't want 7 kids on their blue line.
Yeah, well,
right.
I think we can understand why.
So it's like this is how you end up with the Nick Lettys and the Klingbergs and the Orlovs of the world, because you don't want to give those guys opportunities, right? I don't know. I think he's I think again, I would like to see him, there is time. I'm not saying this is a 9-bell alarm thing that we should be all panicking over, but I do think he's good enough that he should be getting some NHL opportunity. Again, I'm not saying that he would run away with it. Maybe he has to go back to Barracuda, and that is fine. I don't like that. There's just I don't see a path for him as the team is currently constructed.
All right. Shall we put the Barracuda box away for this week and move on?
We can do that. Absolutely.
So I guess for those of you who celebrate, it is the 20th anniversary of the jumbo trade. That cool. if you remember, I have a very vivid memory of it in Dallas, listening to the game and hearing Drew and the really funny thing is Randy and Drew going, because there was somebody, I want to say it was Sturm, who was scratched very late.
Yeah.
Because it was it was Sturm, Wayne Primo, and Brad Stewart. Or who was the other piece?
Brad Stewart.
Yeah, it was Brad Stewart. Okay. But either way, it was very funny because Marco Sturm was such a late scratch that had them going, But the really funny thing, it was like the Sharks have acquired Thornton, and they're like, that has to be like not that Thornton. Like they seemed like Joe Thornton, like the one in Boston. That's the one they got. Like, oh my gosh, that was such an exciting night. But it was really funny early on to hear the skepticism in the voices of Drew and Randy. We're like, that can't possibly be right. It was fantastic.
It is good. I mean, and this is like the thing that I love the most about that trade was like up until that point, the Sharks were this plucky, happy to be their team, right? They were always there and they were a tough out, but they weren't expected to do anything.
For 10 years, they were well, aside from the Al Sims era, they were very much kind of like, we're just happy to be here.
Yeah. The plucky, happy to be here. Yeah, they were a tough out. But
and I feel like Owen Nolan made them the tough out, especially that series in 2000 against St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Because I will tell you, one of my earliest ever favorite memories about Sharks playoff hockey was, and you have to realize this is very early with the internet and just in computers being a big thing, and seeing a dot matrix for the younger kids. You might have to Google what a dot matrix printer is, but a dot matrix printer that just said, that they printed out a huge banner that just said bigwhinydefensemen.com, because that is how much Chris Pronger was constantly crying to the officials.
Paul, I think Paul has this right. Actually, they were the Minnesota Wild before Joe Thornton got here.
Well, okay. I mean, the only reason why the only reason why I take a little bit of umbrage with that is that for the longest time, I don't know. Like if somebody sat there and asked me, name, like, honestly, like before Kaprizov, if somebody said, name Minnesota's like biggest name, I would be like, I wouldn't know.
Gaborik.
Yeah, of course. But
no, 100%.
Yeah. Where like I felt like before the Thornton deal, I still felt like, well, there's Owen Nolan, there's Danfoos, there's Ricci, there's there are some names there, and well, hell, they had Solani before Thornton. Like Solani had come and gone before Thornton got there.
Yeah, but they were the team, like they might win a round, but they weren't a threat to do much else. They'd win a round.
Yeah. So I mean, to be fair, in 2004, the year before Thornton got here, they did get to the Western Conference Final and lost against Calgary.
Yep.
And, fuck you, 34, Kiprasov.
Yes. Yeah.
Brett Burns. Yeah, that's who people think about when they think about the Wild. Brent fucking Burns. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. I just think just like product, like, but they were never like, but no one goes into the year going like, man, the Minnesota Wild are going to win the Stanley Cup this year, right?
I can't ever remember that happening. But
And that was never the case for the Sharks. Like until Joe Thornton got here, they were like Joe Thornton changed the franchise from being again like they're just plucky, happy to be there, tough out, but they'd give you a couple of rounds and be a tough out. But no one was ever like San Jose Sharks, man. This is the year they're going to win the Stanley Cup. But then Joe Thornton
not
changed
until
that
after
overnight.
Thornton. Oh, Mikko Koivu, right?
Yeah, Mikko Koivu. Yeah, there's another one. It's a good call.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good show.
But anyway, happy 20th anniversary for that, because I do. That is a memory that I have like in the back of the mind where it's just like, yep, no. And fun fact, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, maybe it was probably like 5 years ago when it was the 15th anniversary or whatever. I do remember when it was Brody doing that was pre-post or whatever. They did something about the jumbo trade, like an anniversary of the jumbo trade, and they fucked up. And
no!
The graphics guys or whatever, they fucked up the date and it said like November 13th instead of 30 or. Yeah, well, because it wasn't the 30th first, because there aren't 31 days in November. But yeah, somebody fucked up the date, and I literally DM'd Brody on Twitter. I'm like, bro, your graphics department fucked up, and they're like, yeah, dude, we already talked about it.
Oh, God.
Like, shit happens. What are you?
Yeah, the other thing I don't like about this being the 20th and like it just reminds me how old I'm getting.
Yeah,
this is the 20th anniversary. Like I'm like, oh God, that was 20 years ago,
dude. Let me tell you. Let me sidebar this for a hot second. There's maybe I want to say 6-7 months ago, a buddy of mine told me about this website called concertarchives.org.
Okay,
and I get in there, and because I'm somebody who has kept concert tickets from the very first show that I ever went to. And here, I'll show you this. Is sitting right here behind me because I have to put it in my display. So this is a show November 19th, right? So I saw Samantha Fish November 19th, but it's like the fact that it's a paper ticket, right? And it's because I have a friend that works there that hooked me up with the ticket for it. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll just print them out. And I'm all, they still print those? But the thing with concertarchives.org, they send you basically, for those of you who have ever used Untapped, where you like check into all the different beers or alcohol beverages that you've had, you check into concerts. I went to that concert. I went to that one, blah, blah, blah. The problem is they send you a fucking email every time it's an anniversary of a show.
Oh, no.
And today I got an email. It's like 34 years ago, you saw Queensryche and Warrior Soul at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, and I'm like, fuck off.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, give me a break. Hold on, a couple quickies in the chat before we move on. Did you guys talk about how Kane was booed so much on the Vancouver game?
No, I did not bring that up, but
I heard a lot about that. And I'm like, I mean, seems to be kind of expected, I would say, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I do remember seeing some people on social media going, I can't believe he played really well for them. And I'm like, I think it was probably the off the ice stuff that maybe people were booing about, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
Fine. Keshtofer? I don't know. So what was my first show? Hold on. Does that say fist show? Because I don't do that.
It does.
I'm just going to assume that's a typo.
Yep.
My first concert, 9 years old at the Cow Palace, Kiss.
Nice.
My very first concert. Anyway, do you have the photo for the Toffoli's turkey?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me grab it here.
I like Austin. Evander Kane, CUDA legend. Yeah. Remember those photos of him like at the end of the fucking bench, isolated?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I can
And
download
that
this.
that was so much fun. That there was that month or whatever where it's like, we really think Evander Kane has learned his lesson. This little stint, he's been so good with the CUDA while he's been here. And they were just trying to pump his fucking tires. And
Yeah.
then it was like, and the Sharks have opened a grievance. Kane violated COVID protocol. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Get him the fuck out of here.
I cannot get this thing off the document.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what if I was? Let's see. Hold on. Fuck it. Nobody cares. Anyway, so they're the Toffoli's, Kat and Tyler evidently hosted Turkey Day, whenever that was, for the team. And I'm sure if you go and check Kat Toffoli's social media and probably the Sharks, there's a fantastic group photo of everybody and their significant others and some children as well. What looks to be on the back patio of the household, and it's just really funny to look at because Smith and Celebrini are off to the far right.
Yeah.
And they look like they had to be there or their parents were going to take their Xbox away. That's what I swear to God. And dead center, there's like Mario Ferraro, new father, holding the kid, and he's just like, hell yeah, family, baby. It's what it's all about. But man, the teenagers are just like, oh my God, these people are so old.
So Jules feels when she has to do a show with us.
Oh, I'm telling you. But it was just a really fun photo. But it was just fun to kind of extrapolate the faces of the players that are there. That some of them, and you can see a couple of the older guys. It's just like, it's just so nice to have a day off.
Right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Austin saying, I'm sure they were sloshed. Well, I don't think the teenagers were, at least not at that point in the photo.
It's true. Don't forget Will's chocolate chip banana bread, which is apparently a big hit.
Yeah, I was going to say, why does that, Kathy, why does that keep coming up? Was it like, were there a lot of like social
apparently
media
it was
posts
the first
about
thing gone. Yeah. It was
really?
the first thing gone.
All right. Well, shit. Kathy, I think you need to, the next time you go to
Will Smith.
The next time you go to a game, I think you need to bring a sign that says, like you. Now, how funny would this be? Most of the time, you see people up against the glass during warm-ups saying Rochambeau for a puck, or they've got like 5 different candies taped to a sign that says, we'll trade you this bag of Skittles for a puck or whatever. I want to see Kathy show up with a puck that says, hey, Will, I'll trade you this puck for your banana bread. That's what I want to see. Let me see. Because of a video clip that Kat took of Will holding an empty container. All right. All right. That's very cool. I like it. Those are the fun stories, kind of the behind the scenes shit. I enjoy that. A buddy of mine who DJs club, I'm not going to say where, or I'm not going to name the venues, but a friend of mine has DJ'd like 4 of the last 5 Halloween parties that the Sharks have had. And the best part is, because we've been friends for nearly 30 years, he'll just take photos when the guys are, and he knows he'll just send them to me. He knows that nobody else is ever going to see him. Yeah. But he'll send me photos. He goes, look at some of these outfits that the guys have on, and they're usually hysterical. So I always get a kick out of when because those guys go all out.
Apparently, Christina Marlowe said he got the recipe off ChatGPT, so that's all I know where I'm going next.
For you people that shall we say of the political kind, we're going to leave the Marlows out of the conversation because we don't want to, go down that path.
All right.
Let attendance real quick.
Yeah. Let's hit that up. We kind of hit on earlier, but let's finish it off.
Very early, we talked about it, but the Athletic talked about how the Sharks at this point are positive just over 2,000 fans per game, which is a 15% increase. Evidently, the Sharks have seen the most significant increase in early attendance for any team in the NHL, and it's not even close. So, last season when they were drawn like 10, 11-2, and let's be honest, if we can, there were a few games where like the announced tickets distributed, which we know is not like there's a far cry between tickets sold and distributed versus tickets actually used. This season, it's so far they're the only team last season that was selling less than 80% of its capacity at the quarter mark, and this year SAP has yet to dip below 12,000 fans for a Sharks game and has had more than a few sellouts. So again, Celebrini, thank Celebrini, thank Askarov, thank Smith. And I'm sure a couple of incredibly fun, I'm sorry, but the opening night, the sleepover bobblehead was hysterical. And within minutes of that game starting, they were selling for like $75, $100, $150 on eBay. It was ridiculous. So Celebrini, Smith, Askey driving a lot of that hype, as they should. But I'd be very interested to hear the Sharks' take from the front office. How much do they think that some of this is driven by having more national games? Because from here on out, they don't have any other national games scheduled. So how much national media, national games, local media, but also is this an effect of, if you all remember, all the games were moved up locally a half an hour this year. 7:30 was always the start. This year, there's one game that started after 7 o'clock, and if I remember correctly, that was for Frozen Frenzy, and that was like a Tuesday game against LA that started at like 8 o'clock.
Brutal.
Right? So it's, I'm interested. Do the Sharks
Austin
know?
saying there's one left on TNT later, so they have one more national game, just no more on ESPN.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But either way, my point being, the majority of their national games were all in this compacted, truncated part of the first 2 months of the schedule.
Yeah.
And again, I'm really interested to know, do the Sharks, based on the analytics that they keep tabs on, do they think a significant majority of that is derivative of the fact that they've had the 7 o'clock starts? I'm really interested to know. I want to, have a discussion, hopefully at the halfway point with Jonathan Becker, just to get his temperature on that and determine if he thinks that is part of it or is just kind of like an accessory to the crime, if you will.
Well, and something I remember hearing, and I don't know how true it is, obviously, because I am not local. But I heard that for a long time, and I don't know, maybe this was still the case if they were still starting games at 10:30. Like, you couldn't take the train after the Sharks game because they stopped running.
Yes, that was a huge thing, and in fact, if I remember correctly, we did talk to Becker about that prior to the season starting. That when we were talking about the 7 o'clock starts, and I also think though part of that is the fact that the big train, the Cal train that runs from the South Bay all the way up to San Francisco, maybe another part of that has to do with the fact that they just recently, like within the last year, 14-ish months, it's now an electrified train. And they've completely upgraded their train system. And oh my gosh, chef's kiss.
So is that is that still the case, or is it better now with the 7 o'clock start? Like, is that would that no longer be a problem either way?
No, with the 7 o'clock start there, because it used to be that when there would be like a 7:30 start, the game would be hitting about 10 and it's like a tie game and it doesn't look like it's not going to go to overtime.
Got it.
And you'd hear Danny Miller come over the PA and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who took Caltrain, the last train leaves at 10:30. So you'd hear that. So now you're not getting that last train thing because everybody's out of there before the last train goes. But I also think, if I remember correctly, because of the new electrified system, things run at a much more reliable pace.
Okay.
And I think they may have added an extra train on the end of that. So
nice.
Because everything is so much more reliable now.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So I was curious how much of a factor that would have played.
And if I remember correctly, when we talked to Becker, I believe he talked about the Sharks having discussions with Caltrain about adding that kind of, can you add one more car?
Right.
So.
All right. Maybe so. I wonder if that's playing a factor too.
But I'm totally. I'm very happy to see the attendance increase. Hopefully, I was very much like, God, I should hope so. But now, of course, the thing that I'm going to bemoan is, okay, well, let's make those concourses easier to navigate because more people are showing up. Don't make them harder to navigate. Make them easier to navigate.
Yeah. All right.
How does Martin Jones still have a job? Isn't he still being paid by the Sharks?
Yes, he does. He's also now the new goalie coach for the BCHL's Coquitlam Express. So so good for him. Obviously, finding.
Not good for the
Coquitlam Express. The Coquitlam Express, maybe. I don't know. You know what though? It's funny though because you look around and there are some really bad NHL goalies that have turned into really good goalie coaches.
You know what though? That's always been my thing. Where it's like
Wade Flaherty is the goalie coach in Winnipeg,
right? And he, from what I understand, is doing a fantastic job.
Fantastic job, yes.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing I think is so funny. Like Joe Montana, amazing quarterback. When for the year or two that they tried to hire him as an analyst on CBS, fucking horrible, awful.
Yeah.
God, Jesus Christ. And then Wayne Gretzky, decent analyst, horrible fucking bench boss.
Yeah.
Right. So it just so I guess my point is 8 years, 10 years from now, look forward to a really bad Penguins team being coached by Sidney Crosby. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Because none of them are ever going to be able to hit the compete level that he had.
Yeah. All right, I thought we'd look right at the division just quickly here since we've hit the Thanksgiving threshold and how things are looking.
And the big thing, from what I understand, is that if you're in the playoff picture at American Thanksgiving, you have a 77% chance of actually being in the playoffs.
Correct. Yeah. It is 4 points within 4 points is usually the cutoff where your percentage chance drops off. For the San Jose Sharks, they're tied for a wild card spot with 4 teams, one of them being the Edmonton Oilers.
But percentage, well, that's the funny thing. The Mammoth, the Sharks, and the Oilers are all at a .519 percentage.
Yes.
But don't they play the Mammoth tomorrow?
They do.
So I feel like that number would change significantly.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
It's crazy though. So that's I don't know. Is there, my question is there actually a good team in the Pacific Division?
The fact that, if you remember, rewind this shit back a couple of months or so, if I remember correctly, when we were doing our preview,
yeah,
I think I might have had the Ducks at 7th. I was super. You were way higher on the Ducks.
I wasn't this high on the Ducks though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I will take a half a cookie. I was not this high on the Anaheim Ducks.
But they I was they might be 8th. They might just shit the bed and I was, oh my God. Now conversely, who the hell had Edmonton this bad at Thanksgiving?
Usually they struggle in October and then they and then November they have a really bad loss and then they rip off 17 in a row.
Yeah, well, and I also didn't have Nashville. That like they were mysteriously horrible with
Yeah,
the who was the Golden Knight asshole that they March the show.
Marcia.
They got, and it was like they had and wasn't it, didn't they get somebody from Tampa with a big name?
Steven Stamkos.
There you go. And it's like all this talent, and you're
Yeah.
going to be, and so a lot of people say, oh well, they'll bounce back this year. No. Are they the worst in the league right now? 20.
They
Yes,
are the worst.
they're the worst team in the NHL right now. And oh my gosh, how? I don't even understand how that happened. So yeah, is there a good team in the Pacific? I mean, points wise, it's the SoCal teams, bizarrely enough.
It's the Ducks. But are the Kings good? Are they good though? -2 goal differential. Are they good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like the Anaheim Ducks are the only team with a positive goal differential. Like, and goal differential isn't like the be all and end all, but it's usually pretty good.
The Kings have a fucking losing record at home.
I know. The road is decent.
Yeah,
like, the road they've been lethal.
Yeah, so I don't understand. No, the Pacific Division, to me, I would sit there and say, you know what? You want to have some fun. Mm-hmm. Screenshot what the Pacific Division is right now in this moment, and then run it back on Valentine's Day, and then run it back again at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you there's going to be so much movement. Oh,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, so that's my thing. I don't think there's like I think the Ducks are good, but now like the Anaheim Ducks, they're in trouble now. They lost the Lucas Dostal is out for a couple of like 3 weeks. Peter Mrazek went down today, which leaves them with Ville Husso as their goalie, and then whoever they're going to call up from the San Diego Gulls.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that Mrazek was able to get up from the chalk line that Joe Thornton drew around his body like 5 years ago?
So it's like they've been really good, and I think they banked enough points that they're going to be fine. But I think they're going to have a rough go of it for a little bit because obviously Dostal's been unreal for. I mean, you look at a lot of the teams like that have had like the turnarounds this year, and what's the story? It's goaltending around the board. Chicago, same thing. Spencer Knight's been unreal.
And I sit there and point at the goaltending in Edmonton.
Yeah, it's been awful. They've allowed, I think, more goals than anyone else. Let me just take a quick gander here. I believe they've allowed more goals than anyone else, but there might be a team
in the division. They are tied with Vancouver at 95,
which is crazy. And it's not like, and like their goaltending is not good. Like on Edmonton, like their goaltending is not good, but it's not been like that's not their only problem.
But I'm still gonna, like I don't get a lot of things right, but the ones that I do, I'm gonna like sit there and go, okay, I at least got this one right, I think. And for me, I sit there, I go back to last year when Colorado made the play for Blackwood, and I saw what the Sharks got back, and I specific memory going, Edmonton couldn't do just a little better on that deal.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you, I think that would have been the difference. If Edmonton I'll go to my deathbed, which could be in like 2 weeks from now. We don't know. But I will go to my deathbed saying, if Edmonton makes that move and gets Blackwood, the Edmonton Oilers are the team that brings the cup back to Canada last year.
They have a hell of a lot better shot than they did last. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. I will die on that hill.
Vancouver obviously having a tough go of things now. Thatcher Demko's hurt, which seems like it's just a constant thing with him now.
Another team that you thought, along with Nashville, was going to have a bounce back from last year, and instead it seems like it's gotten worse. And
now they're like, oh, we'll take offers on all our veteran players except for Quinn Hughes. I don't know why Quinn Hughes would want to stay there if you trade everyone away.
Dude, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, do you want to be the last guy on the sinking ship? Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And not only that, but like it's good that we'll take offers on all these guys. All these guys have trade protection.
Are you serious?
Yes. Between like no trade clauses, no move clauses, like almost all these guys have trade protection.
I want to see what Edmonton would give Vancouver for Thatcher Demko.
But the problem with Thatcher Demko is like the best ability, like the best ability is availability, and like Thatcher Demko hasn't been healthy.
I know.
So it's like this. So if you trade,
which would be so Edmonton to do,
right, and that's the problem too, right? Because if you look at like the guys that they would be rumored to be in on, like a lot of like the other guy that they would want to look at might be like a guy like Tristan Jarry. But again, there's the same issue. Like if you trade Stuart Skinner away and then you trade for another guy and that guy blows out his groin.
Oh, I love it.
Brutal. Yeah, I mean, so they're in an absolute tailspin right now. It's I mean, Calgary, I expected Calgary to kind of regress a little bit.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I had them in our divisional preview. Like I thought I might have had them at 8th. Like I might have had them at the very bottom.
I don't think I had
the Sharks above them.
Yes.
I had the Sharks above them. I know that.
Yeah, I didn't have them regressing this hard, but they've had a tough go of it.
I
don't know. I mean, the Kraken are fun, but again, like is that gonna?
I was gonna say, to me, this is the Kraken having fun with an easy schedule.
Yeah.
And that's and then and then it's going to be like, and then January happened,
that's kind of what I'm worried about with the Sharks too, right? Because I think the Sharks have been a ton of fun in this, and I think there's definite teams that they can take advantage of, but
I don't think the Sharks are going to see any of them in the next 5 to 6 games.
Yeah,
which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But I like your question in the notes. It's like, can Edmonton get out of this tailspin? Dude, at this point, if you're Connor McDavid, you have to be sitting there going, fuck, I should have just signed a 1-year deal. 2 years was too long.
I'd be pissed if I'm Connor McDavid. I'm livid with how things have gone right now.
And to your point, you have the Sharks have more regulations
wins than the Edmonton Oilers
at American Thanksgiving. Are you fucking kidding
like
me?
That would not have been on any bingo card I could have possibly put, was the Sharks having more wins than the Edmonton Oilers.
Like now that, my friend, would have been a bold prediction.
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, it's gonna be fascinating. There's a couple teams that obviously I think they're gonna have to figure out what they're doing. Let's get to the schedule.
Sure.
The San Jose Sharks play 4 games this week. They play the Utah Mammoth, who are 4th in the Central. They've lost 3 their last 3 games. I think they just lost Logan Cooley as well, which is not good for them. Then they will go and play Washington.
No. Washington's at San Jose.
Yes, in San Jose. Sorry,
because that's the whole thing is like, is this Ovi's last time in San Jose?
Right. Yeah.
And what's funny is that they brought that up a game or two ago, and Remenda's like, he goes, nah, he's playing another fucking year. Get out of here. He's like, if Ovi was gonna quit, he would have told everybody.
I feel that way too. I wonder if Ovi,
he's
going to play till he gets 1,000 goals, right?
Yeah, like 1,000 goals, but he also has that BDE where he would just be like, this is the last time. Come and see me now. You're never going to happen again.
So they play Washington. Washington's been pretty hot lately. 59-2 overall record. Won the last 4 games. Then they play the Dallas Stars, which is not going to be pretty.
Oh, dude, that's the one that I'm like, oh fuck, is that another 6-0 loss?
That I'm not looking forward to. They've been really good. What did you think of their jerseys? The throwback
I like
jerseys?
them.
Yeah,
the black ones that are throwbacks. Yeah, I love them. That's I'm not a huge fan of the whole. Well, just make them black and everybody will buy them. Like I'm not. I'm not a big fan of that. But I gotta say, both the Blackhawks and the Dallas Stars ones, I'm like, fuck me. Like I wouldn't hate those hanging up in my closet. But I really like the Stars one because it's that throwback to the 90s.
The throwback to the 90s. I like the I also liked Otter's mask, the tribute to Ed Belfour's mask, where he had he has the feathered, and then it turns into an otter, and that's great.
Now, if you want to talk about jerseys that I think are abhorrent, we can talk about the Panthers and Rangers jerseys for their outdoor game. Yes. Both of those to me are just
I have those somewhere.
No. On all sorts of levels. No, the Panther on the front of that looks like it's like strung out on meth.
Yeah, I had it somewhere. I don't know.
That's no big.
It's fine. Did you just on jerseys quick here.
Yeah.
Team USA showed off their jerseys.
I
I have a question for you as an American. Why are your jerseys always so fucking boring?
I was going to ask you the same thing. Like, I look at this and I'm like, you understand we have a flag, right? Like, we could do something.
I mean, at least you have your colors right. There's no,
the colors are right, but it's like we couldn't, like, I don't know, put stars in the letters. Like, we're known for stars and stripes. And it's like, you have stripes there. Where are the fucking stars?
I like those ones that they had. I don't know, was it? I don't remember what year it was, but they had like the stars in the shoulders. Like,
this looks like the same fucking jersey they've rolled out for the last 40 years. It's so boring.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm jealous every fucking time Canada rolls theirs out, and I'm like, yeah, we could have had that. You know, we could have nice things too if, you know, I guess if our colors were fucking red and white. I don't know. Even the black Canada jersey, I'm like, fuck, that's tight.
Yeah,
but it's still like, from what I understand,
1980, yes.
But you know what's funny is, like, my Canadian friends, they see the black Canada jersey and they're like, ugh.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Every Canada friend that I have, they're like, no, that's easily the worst one. They don't like the red one because it has black accents. They're like, no,
100%. The flag is not red and black; it is red and white. Exactly. The fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Exactly. And I look at that black one, I'm like, still 10 times better than either of the USA ones, despite the fact that the USA ones are the proper color.
I look at, like, and I think there's so many different, like, there's so much different iconography with the United States that you can put, right?
Dude, the USA
like, steal the
jerseys,
fucking New York Rangers Lady Liberty jerseys and fucking ball.
Steal Wonder Woman's top.
Ball.
Dude, stars and stripes.
Like, I don't know,
make
man.
that
like,
shit look like Wonder Woman, bro.
I like, that's what I would do. I would steal the New York Rangers Lady Liberty jerseys, replace NYR with USA. Done.
Yes.
Mwah.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Oh, fuck. They nailed it. Finally. Right? I'm right there. Yeah. The designer, like, either needs to be a Rangers fan or a Wonder Woman fan or both. God help us. All right.
Yeah. They're just always so damn boring. It makes me sad.
Well, it's just the same. I feel like if the USA jersey designers, we're coming.
And I get they want to throw
something...
back to the years where they won and stuff.
But fuck off! Move on. To me, it's just like, I look at the jersey that you just showed for the USA, and I'm like, for all I know, that's the same jersey they wore in, fucking 94 and 2000. It looks the fucking like this. Same jersey they've worn for the last, like, 20, 30 years. At least, like, Canada, to me, is like, they've changed it a little bit each time. Even though, for some reason, there are a lot of also Canadian fans that I know that the 2016 World Cup, they fucking hate that Canada jersey.
The turkey butt, yes.
Turkey butt? What is this turkey butt?
They said the flag looked like a turkey butt. The maple leaf looked like a turkey butt.
I
have that hat. I love that hat.
I was going to say, I liked it. Anyway. Carolina.
Yes.
Utah, Washington, Dallas, now Carolina.
That is an early game next Sunday. We will go live immediately following that game. Although it'll be me and someone else, apparently.
Yeah, probably. Oh, and see, Puck Guy pointing it out. The design is from 1960 when they won at Squaw Valley. Well, good for them. Again, I'm very much kind of like,
it made sense. Look at, I think when you go back to those Team USA jerseys, it made sense. Collegiate font, they were all college players. Like, it made sense. There was a theme to it. It made sense. This is no longer the group of college guys and going out and playing against. Like, these are some of the best players in the fucking world at this point. And playing for, like, spice it up.
I'm so tired of, we couldn't think of anything cool, so let's just throw it back to the last time everybody remembers when they won.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You can at least, if you're going to use, like, the same color palette and, like, the same stripe width and all of that, at least come up with maybe a more futuristic USA, like maybe it looks spray painted or cursive or something. But it's just like, you look at that USA jersey, it looks like the same print that would be on the side of a rocket that went to the moon when Kennedy was in office. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the font looks like.
Yeah.
It is so retro.
I'm glad that you're up. I'm happy that someone else is upset about this as I am.
Yeah, you have no idea. I get so disappointed with the USA designs where it's like, I'm American, and I'm sitting there going, how much is the Canadian jersey? Because the USA one is so boring, I don't even want to wear it.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh.
It just makes me sad because I think there's so much iconography there that just you could use in mine, and it's just like, what are you doing?
Fucking, just what do you call it? The Mount Rushmore. But you do Mount Rushmore on the front of it as a crest, but you change the faces from the 4 presidents to like the 4 best US born players. Right?
Yes.
Or something like that.
I'll show you.
And so three of them, of course, would be Joe Pavelski.
Okay, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Here we go.
This is France.
I mean, the funny thing is a slight alteration, and all of a sudden those become like barcodes, like UPC symbols. Where it's like, if I scan this, I can buy this jersey at.
But I don't think if you're like Team USA, at least we're not France. Like, what?
I would buy that. USA, parenthetically, we're not France.
At least we're not France.
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Oh my God.
Man, I absolutely. Well, and Puck guy's saying it's a binder paper jersey. Can you do me a favor? Can you throw that back up?
Oh yeah, give me a second. Yeah, of course I can.
So who was that again? It was France.
This is France.
So, and to me, as somebody who is into music, to me that just looks like a music staff without any notes.
Yeah.
Like if you put a treble clef on the far left, boom. And then it's, what, on the Song of Surrender?
I guess.
I don't know. If we're Germany, can we push you around and take all your shit?
Just take it off, start waving it around.
All right. We've gone through the Sharks upcoming week. What's happening with the Barracuda?
Barracuda are going to host a pair of games against the Tucson Roadrunners. So again, this is a good time to go. If you have the time and have the scratch and don't mind the trip to TextU, this is a team worth watching. And actually, I do want to show up because I feel like the crowds at TextU have actually been pretty good this year too. From what I've seen on the, obviously from watching on the stream, it looks like the TextU crowds have actually been pretty good too. So it looks like there's just been a bump across the board for the San Jose Sharks overall.
I would hope so. Well, and the thing is, and it should be noted, next Saturday, the second game against Tucson is the annual teddy bear toss, which is always a shit ton of fun. And why, you may ask? Because there's always that 1 or 2 people that go to Costco and spend, I don't know how much the thing costs, but it's to buy the 12-foot fucking tall teddy bear that takes like 18 people in unison to get over the glass.
Yes.
It's so hysterical to watch.
And I'm really excited. I'm going to the teddy bear toss here because Hoshi Wang will be in town for the teddy bear toss game here. So I'm going to that game. So I will have I don't remember exactly when we're going to that game. I have to look at the schedule, but I do have tickets. When is it? Friday, bitches. I'm going Friday. So I'm excited for that.
Bitches. So I would absolutely. So 6 p.m. on Friday, or I'm sorry, 7 p.m. on Friday, 6 p.m. on Saturday. But get into the CUDA now, guys. Yes. I will tell you. And if you're going to the Saturday game, okay, I'm going to give you. Okay, let me look around. Okay, pro tip: if you're someone like myself who enjoys a tasty beverage, a nice craft beer or something, it's maybe a half a mile away, I want to say, but couple blocks away, just past San Jose State, the football field. Go down a little bit more. I want to say it's Alma. Walk down Alma from 10th down to about 6th Street or so. It's a fantastic, no free ads, but there's a fantastic tap room that's kind of hidden in what looks to be an office park. But Narrative Fermentations is a kick-ass place to, and they usually have some awesome food trucks there. That is your pro tip. That's where you go. You get to Narrative. So it's going to be a 6 p.m. start this Saturday. Get to Narrative at like 3. And, you do a beer flight, partake of the food truck. If it's Smack Burger, oh my God. Their smash burger and waffle fries, exquisite.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, and now that I'm thinking about, hold on, I got to check my fucking calendar here. What do we got going on next Saturday? Is it a whole bunch of fucking nothing? All right. So if you want to go to the Barracuda game next Saturday, you might even see my happy ass park there.
There you go.
And if you want to meet up early, guess where I'll be? Fucking Narrative Fermentations. Hell yeah. And you know what? Look for the guy with the 12-foot teddy bear. That's what I'm going to bring with me.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. I will now get us out of here because it is that time. All right. In case you missed this or you want to watch this again, you can always find everything we do at tealtownusa.com. If you are first time here and you like what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be super hardcore, you can hit the bell. That will alert you anytime we go live, which is after every game, 9 o'clock on Sunday. And also, 9 o'clock my time Sunday, 6 o'clock your time.
Yeah, you got to keep that ship Pacific.
I know.
Bro.
You know what? It's so funny because like I've struggled with that this year when normally like I'm always talking in like Pacific time zone. 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern is when we go live here every Sunday. And we go out live after every game. And if news breaks, we fix it. So we go live then too. If you are not watching this live and you want to interact with us, you can leave us a comment. I always read the comments. I try to respond to them when they require responding to. So
there you go.
That be that.
Do we know who's rolling tomorrow for the Utah game?
I have not looked because I know it's just not me. It is not me, so I don't know. Yeah, but I mean that's it. Any final thoughts before we get the hell out of here?
I'm just I think the month of December is going to be interesting. We just talked about it. The Sharks. Here's the weird thing. I want to say I read an article from Pashelka either yesterday or today, and it talked about that the Sharks have, if you can believe it, Puck Guy and Felix are rolling tomorrow. Awesome. If you can believe it, the Sharks from here on out have the easiest strength of schedule going forward, which I don't even get that. And it's like, what, are you playing like Nashville every other day?
Maybe.
I don't understand how that's happening. So I want to see how the Sharks...
They're now the Barracuda. They play the same team 17 times.
San Diego, only on Wednesdays. I want to see how the Sharks deal with the adversaries that they're going to have on this upcoming road trip. Because besides, like Utah, you already you really think Celebrini is going to have another hat trick tomorrow and save your ass, right?
Better, if not off the team.
Right. And then, Washington, and there's going to be a lot of Ovi fever and whatnot. And can he reach 1,000 on Wednesday? Because if San Jose, they giveth, sometimes they take it away, but that road trip that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Let's see how and I think most Sharks fans, realistic ones, so I guess I should say not the ones that are on Sharks Facebook fan groups. That group of the real fans, the realistic fans. Oh, Cooley's injured. Okay. But during that road trip, I think if they go 500, I think you take that. If they do, Shit, if they go 0-0-5, you go fucking A. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they go
It's
like
house money. Everything they do now is house money.
yeah. So if they go 2-2-1, if they go 1-2-2, I think, but it's like there's 10 points there. If they come on with 5 of them, you're like, yeah. And especially if they continue, you pointed it out early in the show. What did they do at SAP in November? 7-1-1 or
Yeah.
7, or was it just 7-1?
7-1-1, I believe.
Yeah.
Scroll up
So it's like if you can go 500 on the road and somehow try to maintain that home schedule that you pulled off in November, oh, god damn it! Are we going to be talking playoffs come Valentine's Day, come St. Patrick's Day? Like, especially if Vancouver and Edmonton continue to circle the drain.
Well, I think Vancouver's like the teams that concern me. Obviously, is like obviously Edmonton. Like anytime you have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, like at some point they'll drag you to wins.
You would think, but look where we are right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And remember,
and I think Vegas is going to get their shit together eventually too, because I don't think like Vegas, they were good against the Sharks, but they, yeah,
but how many times have the Sharks made like a fucking AHL goalie look like a Vezina winner?
100%.
Like they and when does Aiden Hill return? You know what I mean? And they just get stoned back. So yeah. I think I'm with you on that. I think Vegas will get their shit together. My other thing is, when the hell is Anaheim going to come back down to earth?
Well, it's good. They're going to be in tough now because now they've got Billy Husso and whoever they call it from the Gulls.
Yeah,
so that's going to be interesting to see how long that lasts.
So the point that I made earlier was like, screen cap the standings now. Do it on Valentine's. Do it at the end of the season. Let's see how much that shit moved around.
Yeah, we'll definitely. What we'll do is we'll revisit it at the Olympic break.
Absolutely. And let me just get in Puck Guys thing before we get out of here. Alumni night with Ovi. So which one is that 90s night? Who we got going there? Is that or is that 2000? Is that like Nolan and Ricci, or who we got going? That's what I'm interested in knowing. I love the alumni nights. I wish they would do that every year and try to get like, if you want to do 2000s, it can't be fucking Nolan and Ricci every time. Like, maybe you get Sundstrom and Damphus in there sometime. Drag Solani's ass up here once in a while. Like, that would be a lot of fun. But Ricci and Marlowe. Okay, there you go. All right, so they can't get Nick. Isn't Nick Sundstrom employed? Like, he can't. Marlowe, Nolan, and Navi. Okay, so all local guys. See, I wanna see them, pull the one guy out of it. Like, it always feels like Friesen just like comes out of the woodwork and is like, yeah, I'll show up. Sure. You got to have goals to win, or whatever his fucking commercial was.
Maybe it's are they saying is it Marlowe, Ricci, and Nabokov? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's some combination of them, but either way, a great combination.
Sharks,
I mean,
people we employ, get out there.
Yeah. So, when Ian is here, it's Nolan and Hannon. Oh, that's
exciting. Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm excited.
All right. Well, we've already interviewed Hannon, so we'll have to have you interview Nolan while you're here. Then.
Oh my god. No
all
pressure.
Right, get us out of here, man.
All right. That is it. That is all. We thank you for being here on the Pucknologists. We will see you tomorrow is tomorrow correct? Utah and the we'll see you tomorrow after the Utah game. That's it. That's all. Good night.